I think, honestly, Benavidez should just go after the ring and face Jai Opetaia. I mean, why not? I mean, overall, it should be a better fight. People want to see it already, and you'll be the #1 guy. You know, you will be the champion.
And also the logic that he's using, well, I'm after legacy stuff. Does he think that some sanctioning body, that a belt confers some special status actually on a fight? Who are the 2 best cruiserweights in the world? It is obvious to everyone. Jai Opetaia, David Benavidez. So the thing to do is to find out who's better. That's simple.
Max Kellerman and Teofimo Lopez strip away the hype to dissect the ultimate stylistic war. The unstoppable, suffocating pressure of David Benavidez colliding with the brilliant southpaw mastery of Jai Opetaia.
This is crazy. In a recent interview, #5 pound-for-pound fighter in the world, David Benavidez said he won't fight Jai Opetaia, the cruiserweight champion of the world. Benavidez said Opetaia brings nothing in that fight but a Zuffa belt, and that he, Benavidez, is looking for legacy, and so Opetaia needs a couple more big challenges, and then he'll think about fighting Opetaia.
Max Kellerman switches gears to expose a harsh truth, pointing out a massive contradiction that could completely change how fans view the monster's legacy.
Here's my problem, guys. Yes, Opetaia has the Zuffa belt. He also has the Ring Magazine belt. He is considered the lineal champion, the one and only legitimate cruiserweight champion of the world. Now, as much as I love David Benavidez, and he has been ruthlessly ducked at 68 and 75, Benavidez has never been the champion, the actual champion of any division. It's not his fault. He hasn't been given the opportunity. I mean, he may have been the best fighter in multiple divisions, but he's never proven that he is the champion by beating the champ because he's been frozen out of those fights. The problem is Benavidez is now using the same excuse to avoid fighting Opetaia as Canelo used to avoid fighting Benavidez.
The veteran analyst then draws a direct line between the 2 fighters, dropping a heavy reality check on why this undisputed showdown needs to happen right now.
Well, he doesn't really have anything for me yet. He has to build himself up. What does he really bring to the table? I'm looking for legacy fights. Canelo's chasing sanctioning body belts and all that stuff, but it was all nonsense. And Canelo, who's never ducked anyone in his career, except Benavidez at super middleweight, was wrong. And Benavidez should have gotten his shot. And right now, I believe Benavidez is wrong, and he should fight Jai Opetaia, the cruiserweight champion of the whole wide world.
LaShawn McCoy immediately fires back to protect the monster's reputation, sparking an intense back and forth over whether this is strategic matchmaking or history repeating itself. Max Kellerman refuses to back down, drawing a thin line between earning your stripes and avoiding the ultimate danger.
No, he's a monster, not a duck. Real quick.
But this is a duck.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. This is what's called boxing. I watched Loma do the same thing to T.O. Right? He made him, he had to earn all that stuff. You kept calling him out.
Well, I had to get a world title.
You're not ready yet. You're not ready yet. And then when he got his chance, he whooped him. Okay? Keith Thurman did the same thing back to Spence back in the day. They always talk about it. And then I watched Spence do the same to the Crawford. You got to earn the right to fight me.
But you're getting all mixed up. Spence and Crawford, just because that happened and that was wrong, doesn't mean it should be wrong again. Who was Spence to not fight Crawford? Crawford's better than Spence.
Let me finish, though. Let me finish. Yeah, he's better because of your opinion, right? We think he's better.
No, but then we saw the fight.
I know what I'm saying. We think he's better, but at the time, if you ask the population of boxing fans, right, Spence had the bigger name.
No, he didn't. He had an equal.
I mean,
no.
Slightly.
I don't think so at all.
Spence beat every champion F147.
Yo,
but
selling out
every
the
belt
Cowboy arena. Come on, Max. Come on.
Terrence Crawford was a featured HBO fighter at a time when HBO had a monopoly on all the best fighters in the world.
The debate reaches a boiling point as the discussion shifts to star power and drawing numbers versus divisional respect. Max Kellerman delivers a reality check on why entering a new weight class means you cannot ignore the man who already holds the crown.
Oh wait, real quick. Are you telling me that before they fought each other though?
Yeah.
You telling me that draw-wise, name-wise?
Same. Yeah, Crawford was selling out in Omaha. Crawford was selling out in Omaha just like he was selling out in Omaha.
My man was selling out the Dallas Cowboys Stadium.
Yes.
Crawford's much bigger now, obviously.
Yeah, now. But
who got him there?
Yeah,
fight.
Anyway, before that, let me just keep going with y'all messed up my whole take. It was good for social media. Damn.
Yeah, do it again. Start again.
No, I'm not. But real quick, I watched Crawford do the same thing to Boots. Yo, you gotta get your level up before we. I got Canelo waiting on me.
There's a huge difference here.
But what I'm saying is, I watch these boxers do it all the time.
No, but there's a difference
Earn
here.
the right to fight
when
me.
you come into someone else's division who's already the Ring Magazine champion, you have no leg to stand on to say they don't have, this is not legacy for me, they're not big enough yet. He's the champ of the division.
Mike Coppinger steps in to break down the business side of the sport, admitting that the leverage has completely shifted. He exposes a glaring double standard in the fight game that forces everyone at the table to look at the situation differently.
Shady actually swayed me. I see his point.
Come on now, come on, Mike.
Boxing-wise and accomplishment-wise, you are right. What Shady, I believe, is saying is Benavidez is a much bigger name. He's a much bigger attraction.
He is a bigger star, therefore he is in the driver's seat to an extent. The point is, the same argument he's using against Canelo, where he ducked Canelo can turn around and say, no, it was business, you weren't where you needed to be yet, right? Meanwhile, he was the those were the two best guys. Canelo didn't fight the other best guy.
Using the same logic.
He is doing the same thing. So if he wants to do this to Opetaia, he has to stop complaining about Canelo.
That's fair, Max.
Teofimo Lopez enters the mix to break down the actual resumes, shifting the spotlight onto recent performances and what modern fans truly care about. Max Kellerman counters instantly by separating actual championship status from just picking up available belts.
But at the same time, you look at it, David just fought Gilberto, right? Unified champion, right?
No, Gilberto was he had belts.
Belt holder?
No, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez was never a champion at cruiserweight. He had a belt. You were a champion in two divisions because you beat the champion. You didn't just win a belt, you were the champ.
I get that. But at the same time, Jai Opetaia, who did he just fight? Right? He fought Brandon Glanton, right?
Before that,
but
he fought Bradis. He won the Cruiserweight Championship, Lineal Ring Magazine, against one of the best cruiserweights ever.
I get that, but in today's modern era, it's about your last fight and how you look in your last fight and who you face in your last fight. People forget like this. And I think that what Benavidez is probably going off of is the fact of who did he fight, Jai Opetaia, and who did David fight recently.
The panel dissects the massive gap between being a household name and being an accomplished fighter. Teofimo Lopez comes around to a shocking realization, admitting that a familiar defensive excuse is being used once again.
Actually, at cruiserweight, David is much more. Benavidez might beat Opetaia, right? He'd be favored to do so. I'm saying Opetaia is a much more accomplished cruiserweight than Benavidez.
Boxing-wise.
Much more accomplished.
And Zurdo.
Yeah.
We talking boxing-wise, but if you ask the
Business you're talking about.
business-wise, like you ask, yo, everybody don't even know who Jai is. We know because we in the boxing world, but everybody don't know who that. Everybody know who he would Tyson today. He's with Floyd tomorrow. Like he's a big draw.
No question. And all I'm saying is, if Benavidez wants to take this position, he needs to stop complaining about Canelo.
Actually, I gotta give you credit, Max. You're right, because Canelo said, well, guess what, Benavidez? If you would not have gotten stripped of that title, I would have fought you. Now Benavidez is saying, Jai, you don't have a belt. You have a championship, but you don't have a sanctioning body belt. So it is the same. It's the same argument, though.
He has something so much bigger than
ring
that.
champ on
He is.
Oh, then that's that's the big belt.
They tackle the heavy reality of boxing politics and how a fighter's perspective changes the moment they get a taste of power. The tension peaks as they argue whether a true warrior should ever worry about marinating a fight.
Is it like them trying to just marinate it? For a bigger
All I know
legacy
is
fight?
Benavidez is always looking for that smoke everywhere. Now he gets to cruiserweight and doesn't want to fight the other best cruiserweight.
What you trying? Hold up, real quick. What you trying to say?
The reality is it's political. It has to do with it's boxing politics.
Yes.
But if Benavidez wants to play that game, then he can't. Then he has to stop complaining about when it happened to him.
But my thing is ducking. We can't use that
Yes,
word.
you can.
We can't use that little animal.
If you enter a division, if you come into a division, there's already a champion, and you don't want to fight him, stop.
But you see how it changes once they have the table and they have the chair, right? They sitting on there, then it changes the perspective of how they look at it, right? It changes completely.
David Benavidez ain't doing no ducking.
He ain't about
He
ducking.
eat chicken, he'll eat dunks.
The discussion wraps up with a powerful look back at boxing history, comparing today's stars to legends who fought anyone at any time. The panel leaves a lingering question about what it truly means to be the best fighter on the planet.
He was right. We've seen this happen over and over in boxing history.
Everybody do
right?
this, though.
It's like
You
when people
had
are trying to climb up the
Sergio
rope.
Martinez, who wanted to get the shot at Cotto, and then you had Triple G wanted to get his shot. No one wanted to fight Triple G. Everyone
that's
changes
true.
tunes when they're in the seat, like Theo
Exactly.
said.
When you're in the seat,
unless you really believe you're the best fighter in the world, then what Pernell Whitaker used to do, sign the contract ahead of time. Go get Godzilla to sign on the other side. I don't care, because I'm gonna beat him.
Floyd didn't do that.
Mike Tyson
No, he
signed the
didn't. The most
contract,
greatest
big
of all
boy.
time.
Did not do that.
Signed the contract, big boy.
Jai Opetaia breaks his silence with a blunt accusation that strips away all the corporate excuses surrounding this matchup. He questions the true motives of his rival, hinting that something far deeper than fear is holding the fight back.
Yeah, they're obviously ducking. You know, I don't think it's it's very obvious that they don't want to fight. You know, in my eyes, it's like you want to keep getting better and you want to keep sort of leveling up and prove you're the best. But these guys see it other ways. You know, who knows what they're chasing? You know what I mean? Like, well, what's he proving?
The cruiserweight king throws down a definitive challenge, laying out the unwritten law of boxing that cannot be ignored. His words add immense pressure to the situation, leaving no room for anyone to run from the truth.
What does this mean? You know, you tell me. What the fuck? What am I meant to say to this? You know, so if he wants to beat the best, he's got to fight. If he wants to be the best, he's got to beat the best. So, you know, he's definitely not doing that. So.
Jai Opetaia completely dismantles the financial narrative by exposing the massive paydays being left on the table. He makes it clear that the numbers are ready, turning the spotlight directly on a decision that makes absolutely no business sense.
Yeah, they're not chasing big money fights because I am the big money fight. They're ducking. I'm generating more money. Like, if he was to fight me, he'd get paid. Like, he's fighting people for, you know, hundreds of thousands instead of millions, you know what I mean? But he's avoiding the fight. Like, they're saying they're chasing big money fights. I could generate the money. Like, it's just, they literally duck on the fight.
Coach Bredman weighs in with a chilling reality check, explaining how an avoided matchup eventually crosses the line into pure intimidation. He makes it clear that the fear is undeniable, leaving fans to wonder how a feared monster can suddenly look so helpless. This sudden shift in power dynamic shows that even the most terrifying punchers can lose their aura when the right opponent stands their ground.
Just leave him alone. You don't want to fight the man. Like, what are you going to do, Mills? You're going to keep... Because at a certain point, it turns into bullying when somebody don't want to fight you. He don't want to fight him. He said that he's pretty much saying he's too big, he's too good. I'm not fighting him. So, yes, it was a duck. Yes, history, I have to remember it for what it is, but the man don't want to fight you. Like, what are you going to do?
Meanwhile, Samson Lukowicz unleashes a blistering critique regarding the ultimate price of chasing a quick payday over true boxing legacy. He targets the management team behind the scenes for making a massive tactical blunder that stripped away their fighters' bargaining power. The veteran promoter insists that abandoning championship status for short-term wealth leaves a fighter with absolutely nothing to stand on.
No, because it means nothing without the belt. For the culture of the fans, you need to be a belt. He lost the belt for money, so now let him keep the money. You know, he lost much more fighting Benavidez for the title and unification that he's making now. He make a very bad decision. I believe the people surrounded him. He didn't have a patience to look for the best for his fighter, so he didn't look for the best. Because money is not everything for a fighter. The belt is everything for the fight.
The narrative takes a sharp and mocking turn as Samson Lukowicz ridicules the worth of cheap imitations versus authentic world titles. He emphasizes that giving up a real crown for financial comfort means forfeiting the right to demand elite-level matchups. It is a harsh reality check that completely shuts down any entitlement to a career-defining showdown with the monster.
This guy, he gave up the title knowing him, Opetaia, and his management and lawyers. He knows that he gets stripped, but he won the money. Now you can go to a market and buy many belts. Maybe you can go to Turkey. If you go to Turkey, you can find belts, and or you can go to India, and you find all the belts that he won. But the real belts is the more important. He make a decision money-wise, and now keep the money and get with your life and suffer. but not with Benavidez.
Samson Lukowicz shifts his focus entirely to the terrifying reality of what would actually happen inside the ring if this fight ever materializes. He confidently predicts a devastating and violent conclusion that goes far beyond mere point scoring. The warnings drop like a bomb, making it clear that chasing the money will only lead to a brutal wake-up call.
Benavidez, he will not fight, and he's not afraid because I'm pretty sure that after I see the last fight, it will knock him out even worse. So now he want to try for a belt and money. Go for the money with Sufa. Now he give another bomb, and that's it.
Sean Zittel flips the entire script on its head by suggesting the fear actually runs in the opposite direction. He brings the perspective of the camp into light, explaining why chasing a fighter with a smaller audience makes no sense when massive legacy-defining fights are on the horizon. It is a bold defense that repositions the monster not as someone running away, but as a prize that still needs to be earned.
I also don't think that Benavidez is ducking Opetaia or Opetaia is ducking Benavidez. I understand Jose Benavidez has said, why not do that fight in 2 years? Jai Opetaia's, he's fighting in front of 800 people in America. We want bigger fights. We want Bivol. We want Benavidez. We want to fight the established, bigger, longer tenured champions. Fights we've been going after at light heavyweight for a minute and all that. So I understand people saying, well, that's him putting off the Opetaia fight. But Jose also said, I have the best fighter in the world. David will beat Jai Opetaia, so why would I be trying to hide my fighter from Opetaia?
Zittel then cuts through the chaotic media noise to deliver a grounding perspective on what is truly happening behind closed doors. He reveals that despite the intense public outcry and fan theories, the two camps have not even begun official talks to make the matchup a reality. This leaves the entire boxing world realizing that the raging storm of ducking accusations is currently nothing more than empty talk.
The side I talked to, they actually agree that they don't think Benavidez is really some underdog to Opetaia or afraid of Opetaia. And again, no actual negotiation has been extended one way or the other from either team, okay? It's all just talk from the fans right now.
The debate surrounding David Benavidez and Jai Opetaia exposes the complex and brutal reality of modern boxing politics. While fans crave the ultimate test of skill inside the squared circle, the dividing line between sports entertainment, business leverage, and championship legacy has never been more obvious. Whether you view the hesitation as a blatant duck or a calculated business move, the undeniable truth is that both fighters possess the explosive style needed to deliver an instant classic. This matchup represents the classic struggle between an established star commanding the box office and a dangerous champion demanding divisional respect. As the pressure builds from both the media and the fans, the sport faces a crucial crossroads where avoidance could permanently stain a fighter's reputation. Ultimately, boxing history remembers those who dared to be great, and delaying this collision only heightens the stakes for whenever the first bell finally rings. What do you think about the points raised by the experts, and who do you believe truly holds the upper hand if these two forces finally collide in the ring? Do you agree with Max Kellerman that Benavidez is mirroring the exact defensive tactics that Canelo Alvarez used against him for years? Does Jai Opetaia deserve the fight immediately based on his status as the true lineal king of the cruiserweight division, or should he build up his name value in America first? Is LaShawn McCoy right in saying that the business side of boxing gives the bigger attraction the right to dictate terms and make opponents earn their shot? How much do you think promotional politics and networks are playing a role in keeping these two elite warriors apart? If they do square off, do you foresee Benavidez breaking down the slick southpaw with his signature pressure, or will Opetaia put on a boxing masterclass to hand the monster his first defeat? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and tune in for more videos like this.